Hello and welcome to another episode of. I know it says Personal Jesus on the screen, but I think it's going to be called the Jesus Podcast or the Modern Jesus Podcast. I don't know. Anyway, I am your host, HeyZeus. I live in lovely Koreatown, although I do have noticed lately on Google Maps my area is now called Sanford. Why, I don't know. I don't think it needed a change, but who am I? Anyway, I want to just say that yes, I have been running, even though I haven't posted them on um, Instagram. I have been running. There are several cannabis products I would like to talk about. Not products, flower. It's cannabis flower. I got a couple joints and some flower. Anyway, this Cypress cannabis. This has, if I'm reading this correctly, 19.52% THC and 0 CBD. This stuff, I think it is I don't know what it is. It's just says premium California flower. I don't see where it says, like, is it indica or sativa anywhere. Doesn't really matter because indica and sativa pot plants have been crossbred so often. Not even the people who grow know exactly what they are. So, doesn't really mean any difference. Anyway, it's called Cypress Cannabis. Their tagline or their tag is Premium California Flower. That stuff makes me want to do nothing. So I don't, for me personally, I'm no longer going to use that to work out. I don't know. That's really the only time I get high anymore, to be honest with you, is to go work out. Because if I do it any other time, I tend to, eat uncontrollably. So I did that. I don't think I ran on that at all. My mind is stretched out, but I did not run on that. So for anybody who's, thinking about it, that's just my opinion. The next one is this one's called House Weed. Now, by the way, I pay for all these. No one's sponsoring me. I don't have any sponsors. These are all my purchases because I find that cannabis, marijuana, weed, pot, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't know. I get high and then I start stretching out my body to get ready to run in the morning, and I feel like I feel in tune with my body, and maybe our ancestors did this, felt the same when they used it. I don't know, but I'm just telling you, it works for me. I feel like more relaxed when I'm run. I feel more in tune with my body. In fact, my body revealed a secret to me today as I was running. When you run for any distance, you're not supposed to heel strike. Or, I mean, you can when you go downhill to kind of slow your momentum or keep you from falling, just to give yourself more balance. But um, when you're running flat surface up a hill, you really don't want to heel strike. You're going to get bone spurs or whatever. So you don't do that. But I've been running for a while, and I've been doing my best to keep my feet off the ground, and been having problems with my Achilles tendon. But today I was jogging, and I wasn't paying attention because I was thinking of something else. And I realized that I got into a really good faster than for me normal pace rhythm. In fact, I could I'm gonna look that up right now because I haven't looked at my stats for today. So details. So first mile slow. It was cold, man. It was cold this morning. I don't know what the temperature was, but it was cold. Did 15.9, and then the second mile I did 16.4. But then mile 3 came around, and I did 13.39. And some of these I slow down because I want a certain type of music or anything like that. So, but my body's warming up, things like that. Anyway, so sometimes I slow down for the last part of my when I'm on after mile 3, it goes way up because sometimes I forget to turn this thing off. So so there's that. But so in the third mile, okay, so mile number 2, I did a 16 14 mile, and then I did a 13.39. Now during that 13.39 mile, which was I was on my way back home, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about stuff, which is, I find jogging is really good. It kind of like lets my mind wander and lets me think about stuff, and I take pictures along the way. But that mile run back, that third mile, I realized that my body had gone into a pretty fast-paced rhythm, and I noticed it, and as soon as I noticed it, I kind of went out of that rhythm, so I kind of, as you tend to do, when you think about it, when you start thinking about what you're doing, you tend to fuck up, right? So then I just kind of like zoned out again, and then I realized as I was jogging that I wasn't heel striking, and it felt more comfortable. Like I didn't feel as much pressure hitting the pavement as I have in the past. And it was because my feet had you kind of roll on the front of your foot, at least for me anyways. I was going, it was like the first pavement strike would be like with my smaller toes, and then I would come off with my big toe. So that was something interesting today, and I kept that pace for quite a while. I mean, I took, 2.5 minutes off my previous time because, things. And I stopped for traffic and stuff like that, so it's not a very accurate one. Number 2, so I've been running up this hill in Hancock Park, and that's like the hill where like I got to hit the right music. Usually it's Lady Gaga, I don't know, it's one of those Lady Gaga. Can't you feel? I'm on the edge of glory. Edge of glory, I guess it's called. So I do that going up this hill. Now normally, it's like a 2-part hill. So you like go up one part of the hill, and which is the steeper part, and usually like that was my I made it all the way up top, and I try and keep as fast as pace as possible. But this time, like, I hit the top and I kept running because there's another little hill off that, so that's going to make my next goal. And I just kept running, and, you get to the top and you want to slow down, but then there's something inside me that just says, come on! And so I tried to go to the next one, but I got up, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way up the second hill, and my body literally just said, boom, like I was like running and it just went dump. Like I didn't plan on stopping. It just I took a step and my body just went up. We're going slow now. So I did make it to the top of the second hill. And let's say hills, they're not that steep. I don't know what the gradient is, but they're not that bad. But and I literally, I had run out of breath. I couldn't breathe anymore. And so I walked my way up to the top to catch my breath. And, but even though I didn't make that goal, even though I failed at that goal. And that was my goal for the day when I was coming down the hill. That's my phone. That was my goal, to get up to the top, and so I didn't make it. But that doesn't mean I still walk to the top, and I still, raise my arms in the air when I get up, even though I'm walking, raise my arms up in the air. Because, like, I made it. I attempted. I did make it to the top. I didn't make it to the top the way I wanted to, but I made it to the top nonetheless, and then I made my way back. Ugh. No filming in the neighborhood this week. So I don't think I talked about the second pre-roll. So this is, I should write this stuff down and not just talk off the top of my head. Anyway, so house weed, it's a pre-roll. I think it's called 501 OG. I've never heard of it before. A lot of the strains, and let me just tell everybody out there the secret of the cannabis industry, because I have friends who are in the cannabis industry, And all these strains, all this, it's all marketing. It's all bullshit. It's all blah, 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 blah. Maybe back in the day, you know, but everybody's trying to make new stuff. Everybody's got to have their own name. You know, I'm sure names are being copyrighted left and right. And you can only get Sky, 501 OG if you purchase a house weed flower or joint or whatever. So, fuck it, whatever. The THC is 2123 on this, zero CBD. I don't know why there's zero CBD in all this weed, man. That's why people are paranoid today. CBD is what chills you the fuck out, you know? The THC, that's what gets you high. And now me personally, I've never had a problem. I can smoke whatever. I've never had a paranoia issue on cannabis whatsoever. But anyway, I like this one. It was a good punch. It was so good. I think I finished smoking. Did I finish smoking it or did I put it back? I finished smoking it the next day. So I did use that 2 days in a row. So that was pretty good. The next one, the one that I used today and yesterday, it's called Night Cream, which yeah, okay, that's an interesting name. I think that's the name of their strain, Night Cream. Anyway, so the THC on this is 180.3 milligrams. And this is a tiny joint. This is a joint. It's rolled in keef. It's rolled in keef, and I have more than half the joint left, so I don't have to smoke well. I like this one. I like I like the punch that it packs when I get high. And then when I stretch out and do a body workout, and then I go running, it was fabulous. I don't have to smoke much of it. I get where I need to be, and felt good today. Another thing that I'm trying to do as I move on with this, I'm trying to copyright the name Gezus because I want to, and I've used it for so long. So get ready for T-shirts and promotional mug. Another thing, I'm going to be selling a sculpture, and I'm going to post this on Instagram later. I'm watching my time, 12 minutes. I'm trying to keep it under 20 for my brother because he bitches about how long my other podcast is. That's right. Jesus has got 2 podcasts. Anyway. And that's my boss. What does he say? What time are you scheduled? I'm going to answer this on the line. Dana Morrison, my boss. 2 p. I'm scheduled at 2 p.m. All right, that's probably going to go off again. Anyway, where was I? So So I'm going to be selling a sculpture. It's a copper sculpture, and I think you'll understand why I'm going to be selling it. I haven't come up with a price yet. I think because it's a like it's handmade. I'm not like. It wants me to come in at 1. I come in at 1. Yes, I can come in at 1. I don't want to come in at 1. Anyway. But I need money. Anyway, okay, so back to where I was at. Okay, so work at 1. So yeah, I'm going to be selling this. The copper sculptures. Very versatile. You can use it for whatever you want. You can use it as a flower vase. You can just use it as a sculpture. That's all up to you. So these are handmade by my friend Jim. Great. I bought. Oh, okay. This is just. I'm not gonna look at that. Handmade by Jim, and there's Jim originally made 4 of these, 4 of them, and I got 1 of them. So and then I took my sculpture to a friend of mine. He said, "Oh, I like that sculpture. How much do you think it would cost for me to get one?" And I just threw out a random number. I think it was $300 because it's handmade copper. So like all the metal, Jim's a sheet metal worker, so he does wonders with copper. He's got a copper soccer ball. He's got two copper soccer balls. Yeah. He's got he made a turned wood into a knot. He's got wood soccer balls. He's big on the soccer ball. He's not a soccer fan, but he is definitely big on the soccer ball sculptures. Mm. And this one sculpture as well. So if you look at my Instagram today, no one's watching this. I don't know why I'm promoting it on that or listening to this. Anyway, so copper sculpture. I'm going to show pictures of it. I think we're gonna sell these for between $250, $300, somewhere in that price range. I haven't really decided yet. Jim's kind of hemming and hawing over like we're kind of like sourcing materials right now, so we'll figure that out. And so Jim makes these. Jim's, how do you know it's Jim? It's Jim, because if I'm not giving it to you, if there's not the number that we place on the sculpture, then, and it's a random number, so it doesn't really matter. So your purchase will match the number, a certain number that I give you. And if it doesn't, then oh well. So only one person makes them, Jim. They're called Jim Sculptures by Jim, something like that. I haven't thought of a name, but maybe we'll call them Jim's Copper Sculptures. Maybe they'll be out of different materials later on. I don't know. There could be Jim Brass Sculptures. There could be Jim Silver Sculptures. I'm not a sheet metal guy. Jim is, so there's that. Another thing, I'm trying to give you an idea of like what the homeless problem was like in my neighborhood. I did a jog around, so I'm going to be talking about that. In the future, I'm trying to keep this down to 20 minutes. I'm upset with Gavin Newsom and Governor Brown screaming, global warming, California's on fire. Yes, California is on fire. Yes, we have more fuel than we normally have, but California government is doing absolutely nothing to mitigate this. Nothing. PG&E has been proven. In fact, the company itself is a convicted felon for a gas explosion in Northern California. Yet our governor, after that gas explosion, accepted campaign contributions from them, I think totaling over $100,000. So, I don't know. Should our politicians be getting money from a convicted felon? They're bankrupt. Their infrastructure is 60 years old or more, and it has a mean lifespan of 65 years. So they're like, eh. So they're doing nothing to mitigate it. PG&E is in the pocket of our government. The government's doing nothing. And they're all saying global warming. I get it. Temperatures are hot. I've lived in California my whole life. I'm not a transplant. I've seen these fires. If you're not going to do something to mitigate, like for example, I went to the redwood forest, not the redwood forest, the sequoias. And as I was driving up there, I was astonished because we had just gone through a drought. This was in 2017. I was astonished the amount of dead trees out there that are not being culled by the state. So, one of the greatest things that California is known for are its, sequoias and redwood trees. And I don't know, the environmentalists in the sky, I don't really know who's keeping the culling of dead trees from happening and, not making the state burn hotter and faster than it should. We need management. We need management with our homeless problem. We need management with our forests. And government is completely ineffectual. And this is a democratic state, and they're supposed to be progressive, and they're supposed to be doing things that are better for everyone. But like everything else, they're as long as they're beholden to the people who give them the biggest campaign contributions. I've sent letters to, well, I've sent one email to my representative, and not even a fake reply email saying, "Hey, got your email." No, none of that shit. So I'm very disappointed with the leadership in my city. I'm very disappointed with the leadership in my state, and I'm very disappointed with the leadership in my country. So that's the end with that today. I hope my brother's happy that my rant went over 20 minutes, but I'm just gonna cut it off now. Thanks for listening. I know no one is. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna say goodbye. Remember, keep failing till you succeed. Fail at something every day. Just don't succeed at doing nothing. That's the only thing I can say to you. Mahalo. Oh no, wait a second. That's not how I end this. I end this with like a famous movie quote. And okay, it's going over 21. So I went to this Big Kahuna Burger. Big Kahuna Burger pop-up is in Los Angeles. It's on Fountain and Highland. So you go there, you get your Kahuna Burger, you go next door, you're in the pawn shop. I'm disappointed with it for several reasons. One, the Kahuna Burger in the movie is just a fucking cheeseburger with pineapple and, teriyaki sauce with cheese on it. Maybe some other stuff. This has like chicken and sauce, and there's no teriyaki and pineapple. Grant you, it's a fictitious burger that I'm talking about. But, hey man, if you're going to do a pop-up, it's the detail of it all. You didn't go to the Twin Peaks pop-up. They didn't sell you like, Dutch apple pie. No, they sold you apple pie. Right? It's the little things, Like maybe, I should be able to get like a Royale with cheese. I don't know. That sounds cool, There's two burgers mentioned. You got your Kahuna. Now, I grant you that's a Burger King thing. That's what they call or a quarter pounder. That's what they call McDonald's. Quarter pounder. But still, give me a Royale with cheese. Give me an Amos and Andy shake, Give me something from the movie. Not like, okay, so here's your $13 burger. Here's your $14 burger. And by the way, I'm going to see if I can find the receipt because here it is. So this is the receipt. So the pop-up was put up by Fat Sal's. It's on Highland. So the Kahuna Burger, $14, $13.99. The medium drink, $2.75. So the medium drink is normal, but $14 for a burger. I mean, what? It's not that great a burger. It's not. I can go get a better burger at many other places in this city. So, needless to say, I am not going back. If I have any touristy friends who want to try Big Kahuna Burger, be more than happy to take you. Or you can show up yourself, but I'm not going back there. I got my souvenir fucking cup, and I got my souvenir fucking thing. There's no bags. You don't get like the Kahuna Burger like takeout bag. That's a little detail I would have liked. Anyway, I mean, all the successful pop-ups, for example, Scum and Villainy Cafe, shoot, that was like a pop-up. It's still there because people want it because of the attention to detail. Not like, what should we put on the menu? Should we put some Sal Burger on there that they could normally get and promote our product? No, man. And I can go there for your burger. Anyway, too bad they couldn't sell a pack of red apples. That's it for this podcast. And let me think of a good. Oh yeah, I'll use a Pulp Fiction quote. I don't know what's it. A Kahuna Burger That's that Hawaiian joint. My girl, she's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian myself. So I don't get a chance to. Do you mind? He gives them the burger. That's a tasty burger. Vince, have you ever been to? That's too long. Anyway, uh, ketchup. No, that's not it. Um, can't think of anything. Pulp Fiction. We're gonna need a bigger boat. There. Goodbye.